Hello everybody, I'm Lorii Abela, your soulmate expert and Asian matchmaker. Welcome to tonight's episode of Matchmaker Secrets, where we talk about love, dating, and relationships, and of course, matchmaking. I am originally from a different country, and so obviously we have different ethnicities and cultural backgrounds here in Chicago. It's very diverse, and of course we want to have a general idea how is it like, being single and of I should say minority, but that's the fact of life. Like, in the Philippines, I am the main person, a minority. But okay, so our guests tonight are a couple of beautiful ladies. The first one, we have Jazmyn Lopez over here. She is an East Coast native and entrepreneur celebrating 5 years in Chicago this month. Oh wow, exciting. She enjoys a flexible professional lifestyle while remaining physically and socially active, and loves to take memories with girlfriends. Hi, girlfriend.
Hi.
Okay. All right. So the other guest we have over here is Tian Ing, and she is a she, her, hers. Is a biracial, bisexual, atheist, leftist who enjoys creating spaces where people can safely and authentically be themselves. When she isn't working full-time in a restaurant, she enjoys getting tattoos, taking pinup photos, and going on dates. So hello, Tia, how are you?
Hi.
Yeah, so I'm so excited because I feel like, I am in an international group today. So can you share with us, your experience growing up, as someone from different heritage? So how was that for you as far as your, cultural influence is concerned for your identity and perspective?
I can start. So originally from Connecticut, I actually grew up in a pretty white area, and while I'm very light-skinned, I am mixed. I'm Puerto Rican. And so even though my skin was very light, my hair was different, my face is a little different, I physically was different, my culture at home was different, and there weren't as many people like me. There were a handful of Hispanic kids, even fewer Black people, and I just never felt like boys were attracted to me. And then I left that small white town and I learned very differently. But that's it.
Okay. All right. That's good to know because I've heard that before as well. I know a girl who married some Lebanese guy, and so she has to take out the children literally from the suburbs to go to the city because the children are being picked on. So it's no good. So,
because they're different and their culture's different. Yeah, it's definitely, I got called Jazmyn from the ghettos of another town, even though I came nowhere near from the ghetto, but because I was from a town that was more multicultural, I moved in the 6th grade to a very white town, and that's when it was I was oh, I am not in Kansas anymore, but I was actually way more in Kansas than I had ever been.
Okay. And so what you call it? Yeah, I didn't get to ask you, which part of Puerto Rico are your parents from?
Oh, my parents are not from there. My mother's side of the family is from there. My great-grandmother took her 2 children, so my grandmother over here from Mayoe, to New York, and they grew up in the Bronx and then migrated to Connecticut, where I'm from.
Okay. Did you see J-Lo there?
I did not see J-Lo. I did not see J-Lo. I hope that we're related.
Yeah, that will be cool, right?
J-Lo, Jazmyn Lopez. I mean,
yeah, I know.
We could.
Relative.
I'd love the compliment.
Okay, go ahead.
Sure. So I'm biracial. I'm Chinese and white. And for me, it was also very distinct that being half and half, I could distinctly say I grew up in a restaurant, in a Chinese restaurant. I have that tattooed on me. It was called Hoa. It was in Waukegan, in the suburbs of Chicago. And it was very different from the white side of my family, which it felt like it didn't have much going on. Whereas being in the Chinese restaurant, we would hear the Chinese music all the time, being surrounded by good food, and even my family would speak Chinese. I don't know how to speak Chinese, but my family speaks Cantonese, and I know random words in Chinese. So I've tattooed some phrases on me that I know or remember but it's cute. But also, like Jazmyn, like I grew up in pretty white areas. So I grew up in Illinois, in the suburbs. And then I went to high school in Wisconsin because my parents wanted to move to the middle of nowhere. That was not for me. And then I had the bright idea to go to college in Missouri, which also was not for me. Very conservative and white and religious, and I'm none of those things. But being back in Chicago, it's much more what I want it to be, much more the people that I want to see and surround myself with.
Okay, all right. And so growing up in those areas, there were not much Chinese either?
No, literally my high school was 97.8% white, and my brother and I were the only Chinese people there. So my bad joke is, because we're both half, we made up one full Asian at the school.
Oh, okay.
That's a
so
good
what happened?
joke.
They already know that you're coming, right? You know, oh, she's coming.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, all right. So as far as, dating is concerned, like, how was that? Because, like, obviously it's something, especially, for Asian, I would imagine, like, there's some people who are like, oh my God, Asian, I love Asian. I don't know, how did it work for you?
I have been fetishized before, yes, where people are like, oh, I really want an Asian woman with light skin who can just be on my side. And I will not be that passive, silent person. But in my dating history, I have dated a lot of white people just from like the locations that I've lived in before. Mm-hmm. But being more in Chicago, then I prefer dating people of color because to me, I do really care about racial justice and social justice in general. And I prefer being able to share those experiences with somebody who has gone through something similar. So although I could date a white person and be like, oh, this terrible experience just happened to me, and they can like empathize with that, I would much rather be with somebody who has also experienced something similar, so we can kind of like just commiserate together.
I think it's interesting what you were starting to say on like the fetishizing topic too, because when I said, okay, I got out there, left the white town, and then promptly, like, as a Latina, am sexualized for that, right? Like, we're fiery, we have big hair, and we're loud, and we dance, and then we cook, and then but we have to be like J-Lo sexy at 50, and I also have to have all your kids and keep your house clean and work and be very good at a lot of other things. And that's a lot of expectation to put on someone, first of all, that you've done nothing for, and that you're assuming based on one thing about me. So that happens a lot. The reality is, though, a lot of those things could be true, but you have to earn it, right? It's not an expectation. I think that's a lot about what you were saying about being ethically non-monogamous, and I am monogamous in terms of like long-term stuff, but no man is going to get anything out of me he didn't really earn. And so when it comes to just like like you're Latina, you're this, you're that, like I'm not here to entertain you. Like I'm looking for a real partner, I'm looking for a relationship. If I were entertaining you, it would cost you a lot more money.
Mm-hmm. And so I understand we were talking earlier, you said that, you have developed high standards now. So how is that working for you?
It's working in the sense is that it's keeping the goons away. It's, I don't really put up with a lot of garbage anymore. You should message me properly and speak in full sentences. You shouldn't worry only about your fantasies and how I can make you feel good. I fully believe that an unhealthy man is one who seeks to be worshipped and served, and a healthy man seeks to serve a real woman. So I'll wait to be taken care of properly, I guess.
Okay, all right. So what you call it, did you had some expectations like that as well, being an Asian? Because they know that, Asians are like that. Like, they just be, timid and shy, and then like, just follow whatever you say. That's what, people would expect.
I like being so open and obnoxious that that I'm just not what they expect, and I'm going to tell them up front. But also, opposite of Jazmyn, I feel like I don't quite have high standards. I think I do when it comes to committing to somebody, but as a hobby, like I enjoy dating, and so sometimes the less I know about you before we meet, the better. Otherwise, if I know too much about you, then I'm gonna be like, oh man, this is really who I'm gonna see. Like, no,
Well,
I will turn you down immediately. But I like the
dating.
fun. I like the fun of meeting new people. And I hope that I don't have to learn the bad stuff too soon.
I think, well, we're different people, right? So we have different experiences in that way. I am one of those people who's pretty immediately deep. And so if I can tell that I'm not going to be able to speak with you in the way that I'm capable of having a conversation, I'm not going to dumb myself down to talk to you either, just for the sake of entertainment. So the reality is like I enjoy my life and I have a really good time by myself. So unless I know I'm going to have a good time with you, I'm probably not interested in hanging out.
Are you also introverted? Would you say
I
that?
am an introverted extrovert. I have to be extroverted for work, but I really, really need to socially recharge. You're right on.
Because I'm the opposite, where I'm extroverted, so I like meeting new people all the time.
That makes sense.
So that's why I like enjoy dating as a hobby. Like it just, it gives me all that energy.
Meanwhile, like my perfect date, like I want someone to manifest from thin air in my house directly, but have like earned that respect and trust to be there and just like chill on the couch, watch a movie, like order a pizza. Like I'm actually quite a cheap date, but because I have to show men my value and demonstrate that I am not to be toyed around with, well, now you got to take me out proper.
Yeah, so let me ask you though, would you date a Latino or would you date an Asian?
Latinos that's a dangerous thing for us.
Oh, why? You have to tell us the secret.
It's a secret. I do try. Everybody has an Achilles heel. We try to avoid our weaknesses.
Now I have to figure it out. I am married to a Puerto Rican.
Oh, I'm also Puerto Rican, so that's
what you told me.
Well, and you're all locked up. You know what it's all.
And so, for you, like do you see yourself married? You, the two of you.
You want to go first?
Yeah, I would get married. I think that there are legal benefits to being married, and
financial?
also, financial benefits, all sorts of benefits that the government like tells us that we get benefits for, but also like because of being like the product of an interracial marriage, for also being queer, like because people have fought for gay marriage, people have fought for interracial marriage. I feel kind of like I should take advantage of that and I should get married at some point.
Okay, how about you?
I want a partner in life, but I won't settle for somebody who's anything less than that, right? So I'm also an entrepreneur, I'm independent, I take care of myself because it was a necessity for a long time and now I'm just the one who does it best. So unless you're capable of doing better than that or supporting me in doing better, I'm not interested. But that is what I would be seeking in a marriage, is a partner that I can also help reciprocally grow, right? Like I have a lot to offer in that way. But I'm not gonna, I would love someone to invest in, yes.
Okay, all right. I'm just wondering about that because, like, obviously, like, there are a lot of people, women, who are earning a lot of money. Like, they be earning $250,000 and over, or like, millions. But, they're looking for somebody who is like, their equal. Do you think, like, the chances of finding somebody who is like, be able to, like, support you much more double or whatever?
Well, I have come to terms with the fact that I'm a rare person, so somebody for me is going to be equally as rare. I'm happy to take my time. I'm happy to be careful in who I choose. I'm happy to wait and invest the time in myself for the quality I know I can find reflected back to me, yeah.
Okay, all right. Just want to clarify that because, like, I have no idea what's the perspective of, that you have, considering that obviously, like, we are not growing young. We're getting old.
Well, I mean, that's a little bit of a conspiracy theory because I'm not gonna lie, we're both 32. I think we both look really good, and I think we're both really fun and honest and open, and I think it's about how you take it. I've taken to aging very well, in my opinion, and I look forward to continuing to level up in every possible way, including with the number, I guess.
Okay, all right. Maybe you become best friends, huh?
Well, we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why
we
not?
can hang,
All right, so I hope that we have more time. But anyway, thank you so much for sharing us your experience over here. And then, for the benefit of those people who are watching, we are welcoming you to be in the show. If you're single and wondering how do you navigate love, we want to help you. And of course, if you are an expert in love, dating, and relationship industry, we want to have you over here. And also, if you are married for a long, long time, I'm sure you have secrets in order to make that happen for you. So give me a howler, and then we'll see you soon. Take care, and thank you so much.